Hi folks, welcome to my second video. Uh, Continuing on my theme of randomness and myself, let's talk about curiosity. Now, curiosity is defined by an ability or an innate requirement of a person to learn something, to understand the world around it, to make sense of what is happening and whether it's worth actually doing the steps or doing the things that they want to do. Now, curiosity is an interesting phenomenon. It's something that has, at least in my opinion, led human civilization all the way since the beginning. Without curiosity, you don't have anything. The mistakes that the curious people did led to countless inventions, countless things that have changed the way the world has evolved and the world we live and breathe today. Now, one curious thing that I have noticed over the past few years, or at least the short while that I have been on this earth, has been the fact that I have noticed that many people are not curious. Uh, I have read it somewhere in the internet. I don't know who actually said it, so if it's one of yours, do let me know. But I read it somewhere that in the age of information, ignorance is a choice. Every possible human knowledge that has ever happened, every theorem that we have made, every discovery that we have found, every invention that we have presented or a scientist has made is available at the tip of your fingers. Now, I'm not saying that everyone will have the same kind of curiosity. I understand that not everybody is scientifically inclined, or not everybody is worried about theorems, not everybody is worried about how things work. But curiosity, in its base sense, doesn't have to have a understanding or a specific topic to be curious about. When you're curious, you're just curious. So the reason I bring this up is my thinking is many people should be curious just for the sake of curiosity, nothing beyond that. Other things are secondary. Being curious so that you can learn something that can help you in bettering your job, that's secondary. The first thing is you need to be curious, you need to be interested to learn. As many people say, the moment you stop learning, you are not growing anymore. You have cut off and you have simply given up on life. Rest everything else can stop, but curiosity should never. One other thing that basically is leading to this curiosity is the current world that we are living in. There are thousands of things happening. Many information is being shared through multiple mediums, be it be WhatsApp, be it be Facebook. Now, many of you, I think some of you like me, or even in general, many of you consume this information through various mediums. Some of you consume it through certified sources, say news agencies, their websites, so on and so forth. Some of you consume it through non-certified sources, more often than not through a post from one of your family members or someone you know. Now, the reason curiosity is important in these cases is when there is information, there is very good chance, and there is definitely misinformation. People will tend to misinform you. Whatever information you have to take it with a pinch of salt. Now, what is this pinch of salt? You've always heard this, take it with a pinch of salt. Now, what is this pinch of salt? The pinch of salt is your curiosity. You found a fact, or at least you learned something from someone, be it be anyone. Let's assume it's some random relative X. Now, relative X has some ideas, he has some biases. I'll talk about biases in the future in one more of my videos, but he has some ideas, some biases. He likes something, he hates some people, he has some different opinions. So there's a very good possibility the information that he shares with you has that tinge of bias in it. Now, is it bad? Not necessarily. It depends whether that bias actually distorts the actual information. Now, where do you come in? Now, that's where your curiosity kicks in. The moment you get any information from him, you should be curious enough to actually research across the internet to find out what are the various viewpoints. Now, I'm not saying that every point has two views to it, as many people point out. Some are just facts. There is no flip side to it. But the point of the matter is, even if that's the case, it's your duty to find out what is the actual truth. And for that, you need the curiosity. Now, again, when we talk about curiosity, you have to also understand the fact that I'm not saying that everything that you receive, you have to learn about it. It's up to your volition. But every information that you plan to propagate, that should definitely pique your curiosity. You should be curious enough to understand that what you're passing along to the next person is actually worth passing along, or at least is actually worth something that the person who will be looking at taking that up from you will actually be able to use it in a proper manner. Now, how do you do that? Well, again, here we have another pinch of salt. You Google it, you have Wikipedia, you have many news sources. Again, news sources are also written by people. They have their own curiosities, their own understanding, their own biases. So you have to understand the fact that every information that you receive has been written by someone, and that someone has his or her own biases. Now, how far your curiosity is piqued enough to actually realize that and try to understand what that bias could mean and how that bias actually affects the information is up to you. But every time you quote a fact, every time you pass along information to somebody, every time you disperse any kind of information, please make sure to check your curiosity, be curious, learn about it, learn the facts, and pass it along. However, you're not interested, don't bother, just ignore it. 99% of information that you receive is anyway not that important. You can ignore it, and you must also in some cases. But if you are interested, make sure to do your research, be curious about it, and only when your curiosity has been properly utilized and you have properly understood the facts that you have learned, then only pass along to the next people. Let them know the truth that you believe is correct. Have that conviction, not your relative excess conviction, which may lead to incorrect information and it sometimes downright lies. That's all from me. Hope you like it. Do let me know what you think about it. Also, if you have any ideas about any specific videos you want me to talk about, do let me know. If you like this video, share with your friends. That's all. Thank you.